Yes, guys, we removed seasons as well as mud from the map, as well as the i3D, and yeah. Right, so tonight's episode, guys, let's get stuck in. Tonight we're going to remove the multi-fruit from the map. So if your map has got multi-fruit on it, you cannot... I haven't tested this, guys, but in my mind, I would say everything that is custom, that is not part of the default map, take it off, because it is going to give problems. The map converter is pretty basic, and it throws out errors like you can't believe, and there's stuff that they don't convert and just put it over into the FS22, and then you sit with problems and things that doesn't look right and doesn't feel right, you know. So yeah, let's get stuck in and have a look at how to remove our multi-fruit. Now, in order to do that, I'm using Tiny again, because that one has got multi-fruit on it. So don't now look at the stuff that's in here, and because there's a lot of things that we're going to remove, and then you're going to see that there's stuff that we already removed, because that was the other map, you know. So focus on the multi-fruit. That's what we want to get rid of. Now, the first thing to have a look at, the mod test doesn't have anything to do with multi-fruit, so you won't find, you shouldn't find anything in here pertaining to multi-fruit, so let's not bother with the mod disk. But our map XML file definitely has got to do with that. So find your map XML. Mine's called map01.xml, and once again, yours might have a different name, but look on top. Map, the size is there, the width and the height, as well as the PDA. So if you've got that, and the rest of this stuff with the animals and the husbandry and the mission vehicles and all that, and the hotspot for the shop, then you're in the right place. Good. All right. So in here, by additional files, that is what we want to have a look at. So first things, everything that is not $data is the ones we want to remove. Especially if you look at these closely, you'll see there's particle effect, cutter effect, material holders, liquid effects, and then the new fruits is already again got material holders, particle cutter, and all that stuff. So we're going to take them in sections, because you're going to immediately see the particle systems directory is the first one that we're going to chuck. So let's chuck that one out. So remove particle system. Doop, there you go. And then we go in here into our actual map folder, find that directory. Because it is in the root map, it will be Tiny and then particle systems. You see, here it is. So there's all your particle stuff. So that you can chuck out, delete the whole directory, and it's gone. Now back into our XML, the map XML. The next one is full planes material holder. So we're going to find the full planes directory. Chuck that, because that's also a custom thing. Don't want custom stuff. Here's the full planes, and then in here we have all the HUDs and the distances and everything for the different multi-fruit, clover windrow, all that stuff. So we can trash that whole directory. Okay, so full planes is gone. Back into the XML. Just wait for that to delete. Particle systems, we've already deleted that directory, so here's a loaner. We can delete that. And then there's new fruits 2, so it's maps new fruits 2 and maps new fruit. So there's two directories which we can delete. Right, so that's the lot. Remember now in our previous episode, mud and seasons, I told you we've already removed them, so don't look at this. This, it's got nothing to do with that. So we're going to just save our i3D or our XML, close that up, go into the maps directory, and we're going to find the two new fruits. There they are. Delete those two. Great, they are gone. Just have a quick look. My eye caught here foliage. Foliage. Oh yes, here's all the foliages. These will be named in the map i3D, in your actual i3D. So we'll come back to these. Let's just first verify them in the i3D. So now that we've removed everything from the map XML file, we are now going into the i3D, and we're going to edit the i3D and remove the multi-fruit out of there as well. So you're going to go up and open with Notepad++, and then wait for it. Great. So now the file IDs comes first always. So you're going to go scroll down. Everything that's not $data is not part of the map, the default map. So all this stuff I've already removed in our first episode, so don't worry about those. Bush 01 we're going to skip for now because it's not part of the multi-fruit. Bush 01 winter we have already removed in the previous video, so don't bother with that now. But here we go, from clover. There you see foliage, clover. So we're going to go clover from there to foliage. There's acres, acre fine, it's fine. You see here's the stuff that's now in that directory that we're going to go delete. So from alfalfa, clover, millet, rye, triticale, there's lucerne, millet, rye and triticale. So up to 68 we're going to go shift and delete like so. Boop boop. Foliage, triticale, yes, that's fine. So remove that all. And before you do any of this, guys, like I said previously, please make a copy of your whole map. Just drag and drop it into another spot before you make any changes. If your map was working, great. Make a backup of it first and then do these. Because if you mess up somewhere, you can always chuck what you've messed up and just go back to the working map, you know. So yeah, do that. Always do that. Now we're going to scroll down because all these things are irrelevant to multi-fruit. In our next episode, we're going to do these, all the ground textures. So we're going to skip them for now. That's our next fruit. Yeah, what we want to get to is these. The actual fruits. So the new fruits directory. Just want to click here on the side. There you go. Up, down to right 538. So we're going to go 538. Delete all of that. That's all of the new fruits. So now we're going to go shaders, ground shader. That's all the datas you can skip. Datas you can skip, so just keep on scrolling down. All the datas are the default stuff. We like them because they can be converted, but the custom stuff they don't convert for some reason. I don't know why. Just don't skip anything, guys, because if you skip one, you're going to get an error when you boot the map, when you open the map in the editor. We're going to test it just now once we've finished editing here. Data placeables. Alright, so that looks pretty good so far. Okay, so our next thing now. Click on the last line, go Control F and search for multi-layer, I think. Yeah, multi-layer is the one you're going to find. And it will take you to the foliage multi-layer directory. And then just scroll through all the fruits here and find the first one, lucerne, the first one that is custom. So lucerne down to spelt. So it's clover, barley, grass, wheat, poplar, bush 01, oat, sugarcane, cotton. Once again, that is already removed in the previous video, so don't look at that now. Lucerne. So we're going to start here by lucerne, yes. So go there, down to the bottom, shift, so up to spelt. So that's all the multi-fruits gone. So what you do now is save your i3D. I'm not closing it because if there's a problem I want to come back to it. And now we're going to open the actual i3D with version 8.22 Farming Simulator 19 editor and see if there's any errors. There shouldn't be, but you never know, because if you messed up something, the errors will pop up, you know, so you will quickly know if there's a problem. Good. So let's just wait for this to boot. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's no errors, guys. And now immediately you'll see all the multi-fruits is gone. So all the fruits here is just the default base game fruits. So we can close that thing there. And if you come here to your actual foliage layer, you'll see that this is just the base game stuff. No more multi-fruit in here. Great. If you're happy with that, you save your i3D there. And once it's saved, all your changes is permanent. If there was a problem, you can just close it without saving. Go back into the i3D, do modifications, fool around there, save it again in the XML editor, come back in the map, check it. If there's still a problem, don't save the map, because the moment you click save here or file save, you make the changes permanent, and then you've got a problem, because then you have to go back to your backup, because once you've messed up stuff in that i3D, it is a nightmare to get it back working again. So here we go. Close the map, just reopen it once, just to have peace of mind, and make sure that all your what do you call it, bushes and flowers and grass and all that type of stuff is still what it should be. If there's anything not right, even ground textures, if something looks out of place, then don't accept it, don't save the map here in the editor, leave it, go back, check your log here for details on the console. If there's any problems, go fix them, come back. Those are just stuff that's always been there, and then save it there to make it permanent. Great, guys. So that is how you remove the multi-fruit. We actually have, I don't think the video's too long, so I think I'm going to also remove that bush 01, or change it back to default. Just show you how to do that, because if your seasons came out, if your map was with seasons and the guy also modified the bush 01 directory, you need to revert that also back into default of the base game or the base map. So we're going to have a look at that quick. That will be in the foliage directory. Oh yes, here in this foliage directory, now you can delete all of these things in here except for the bush 01s. I'm going to leave the acre fine for now, because that's part of your other textures, so just leave that one for now. And then I'll fall for that too, we're going to delete, because that's also not, and then just skip down to bush 01 winter. There you go, clover. From clover down to clover, lucerne, just, I think all of these are now redundant, so we're going to go shift down to select them all. From there we're going to go delete. Great. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I think that is now all fine. Just want to make sure that we don't mess up. Yeah, let's get rid of bush 01 and bush 01 winter. We're already done, but the process is exactly the same. So we're going to just go into the i3D, modify that. Let's reload it, because I have done some changes. The map has been saved, that's why it's asking that. So what we're going to do, just get rid of the bush 01. Oops, not that. I just wanted to select that too. Good. Oh, you know what? Control Z. I mustn't delete bush 01, because what we want to do, I'm just going to get rid of the winter one for now, because that's already been done. We want to change the directory for bush 01. Don't delete it. You change the directory back into the map default. If you don't know what the map default is for bush 01, it's very simple and easy. I'll quickly show you how to get that. Go into the Farming Simulator base game, wherever it's installed on your machine. Go data, go into maps, map US. No, find the map US. Here we go. Just right click, click open with Notepad++. And I'll just wait for it, and there you go. Bush 01. Map US i3D. Well guys, I'm getting rusty with all this stuff. As you can see, the actual directory here is showing that the foliage bush 01 is exactly the same as ours, Reason for that being is this directory here is relevant to where the i3D is located. So if you look at the foliage directory on Tiny, it says here, if we go to Tiny, which is this one, it says here that we must go back, the backslash or the front slash and 2 dots means go back one directory and then go to the foliage directory. So if you're in your directory for Tiny, you must first go to the i3D, which is here. This is where the i3D is located. So now it says you must go back one directory, which means there's one back, and then into the foliage directory. So that's what this is saying. Now for the American map, it's exactly the same. So relevant to the i3D, where the American map's i3D is, it says you must go back one to the data and then into the foliage. So what we need to do is find this. So all we need to do is put $data in front of the foliage to get to the real directory. So that is what we need to do. We don't need to go into that i3D. We just need to modify this, take out the 2 dots, and we put in $data like so, and then it should route straight into it is data foliage, ne? Let me just verify that now. Sorry, it's not that one, it's this one. It is data foliage, yes. And then under foliage it will find bush 01, and there it is, bush 01 XML, there it is. Okay, so that is how you take that back into the base game, and you're going to do this basically for all your stuff that you want to take back to the base. You're going to put the $data in front. Now, just to go, we're not finished with the bush 01 yet, because we now need to go back to that multi-layer. So we're going to go Control F, multi-layer, find next, and in here, I just want to chuck this while we're here, because seasons and mud has already been removed in previous attempts or previous things. What we want to do is find bush 01. Bush 01, there it is, and it just verify 575 is its number. So what we're going to do, double click on bush 01, Control F, go backwards, find next, and there it is, it's 575. Alright, excellent. So all of that is still perfect as it should be. We're not changing the file ID, so we should be safe in not losing our bush things, you know, in the actual map. So we're going to verify that now just to be sure. Go into Tiny Maps. I've saved the i3D there. I don't know if you've seen. So just to verify now, we should now have bush 01 go back to the farming simulator directory instead of the actual map directory, and we should have it now without errors. And bush 01, it doesn't have any complaints, and we can close this. Just have a look at bush 01, because if there was a problem, bush 01 here will look funny or different. We can just go in here to see if we have bush 01. Yes, there is bush 01. So all looks well. I'm going to save the i3D. So make the changes stick, make it perfect, and then wait for it to finish exporting. Once we're done there, we can delete everything in the directory of foliage. So we're going to go back there. So all this now can go. So we don't need bush 01 anymore. Right, so let's delete the foliage. Right. Just want to verify one thing. I'm just thinking quickly of the Acrefine, whatever, open with. Why I haven't selected. Oh my word, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, please reload. So let's just go back to the top. If there's anything in foliage here in the directory, if there was anything in foliage, then you're going to have a problem. We have to reroute that. Just want to see quickly. We can actually do a search, man. It's going to be much quicker. and just search for foliage. Don't want backwards, we want forward. Data foliage. Alright, so all those data foliages are in the base game, and that all looks very good. Alright, so we don't have any worries there. Let's just open the i3D one more time, since we've deleted that foliage, actual foliage directory. Let's just see if there's any errors. If there's not, then that's it, guys. Then we have completed removing the multi-fruit, as well as the bush 01, changed that back to its default spot. And let's just one quick look at the console, just to make sure that's all good. Great, so here we go. I'm happy as a chappy. Great, guys, man. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and also to share. I really appreciate that. It's great to see new faces, and welcome if this is your first time. Great, man. Alright, guys, so next episode we'll tackle the ground textures, which is going to be fun. So I can't wait for that. I'll catch you next time, guys. Take care, man. Cheers.